There's a secret brotherhood of drivers whose cars outlive decades, even generations. They don't brag, they don't post, they just follow habits the rest of the world forgot. Today, you will learn those secrets, and by the time we reach the last one, you'll see why even professional technicians often skip it without realizing what it costs them in longevity. Number 1. Warm up the oil, not the cabin. Every winter morning, millions of engines suffer in silence, all because their owners chase comfort before care. You turn the key, blast the heat, and think you're helping yourself. But you're quietly hurting the one thing keeping your car alive. Oil is like blood. When it's cold, it can't protect, can't heal, can't move. So next time, remember, it's not the cabin that needs warmth first. It's the heart beating under your hood. The right way to warm up is to drive gently within half a minute of starting the engine. Keep the RPMs low until the temperature gauge stabilizes, allowing the oil to circulate and reach full pressure quickly. This method warms the oil through motion, not wasted fuel, and keeps friction surfaces healthy. Drivers who do this see smoother startups, fewer deposits, and significantly less internal wear. It's the easiest daily habit to extend your car's lifespan. Number 2. Change coolant based on chemistry, not mileage. Your car doesn't care about your schedule, it listens to chemistry. Inside your cooling system, every drop of fluid is fighting a war: metal versus oxidation, heat versus protection. Over time, the balance shifts. Additives die, acids rise, and your coolant turns from protector to predator. That's why smart mechanics don't trust mileage, they trust science. Change it by chemistry, or chemistry will change your engine. Don't wait for a failure or a schedule. Test the coolant's pH and freeze protection twice a year. You can buy a simple test strip kit for a few dollars. If the coolant shows acidity below pH 7 or the color looks rusty, it's time to flush it out. The trick is to refill with distilled water mixed with the exact type of coolant your engine requires, not random green or orange fluids. Mixing the wrong chemistry can cause gel formation and block passages inside the engine. This habit keeps your water pump seals healthy and prevents internal rust, which means your cooling system can last as long as the car itself. Number 3. Change oil by engine hours, not miles. Miles don't kill oil, time does. Every second your engine idles, it's burning chemistry, not distance. Oil doesn't age by how far you drive, but by how long it endures heat, friction, and combustion scars. Think of it like your body. It's not about steps walked, but hours survived under stress. Change oil by hours, because that's how your engine actually lives its life. A car that idles in traffic for 30 minutes has burned oil life just as fast as one cruising at highway speed. That's why taxis, delivery vans, and even aircraft engines measure wear in operating hours instead of distance. The truth is that 5,000 highway miles might equal only 150 hours of engine time, but 5,000 city miles can be over 250 hours. If your vehicle has an hour meter, use it. If not, estimate 1 engine hour for every 25 to 30 miles of mixed driving. Then adjust your oil change schedule based on that number. It's the difference between replacing oil when it's actually degraded and running it far past its protection limit. Drivers who switch to this system often double their engine lifespan because they catch oxidation and fuel dilution before it becomes irreversible damage. If you are enjoying the value already provided, consider subscribing. Number 4, clean or replace the air filter before it looks dirty. The biggest mistake drivers make is trusting their eyes. Air filters don't fail when they look dirty, they fail when they stop breathing. The danger hides in what you can't see: microscopic dust clogging the fibers long before color changes. By the time it looks bad, the damage is already done. Think of it this way: your lungs don't turn brown before they struggle. So don't wait for dirt to show you it's time. Listen to the science, not your sight. That dust doesn't disappear, it embeds itself in the cylinder walls, piston rings, and valves, grinding them down over time. Lab oil analyses on neglected engines show higher levels of silica, the same compound found in sandpaper. The smarter habit is to change your air filter based on driving conditions, not appearance. If you drive in dusty, hot, or coastal environments, replace it every 10,000 to 12,000 miles or even sooner. Rural and desert drivers do it twice as often as city commuters. If your car uses a reusable filter, clean it thoroughly with manufacturer-approved cleaner and let it dry completely before reinstallation. Never blow compressed air into it. That weakens the fibers and lets dust pass straight into the intake. A clean filter means clean air, balanced combustion, and a longer-lasting engine that breathes easily well beyond 500,000 miles. Number 5. Use top-tier fuel and keep injectors clean. Every drop of fuel carries a story. It either cleans or it corrodes. Your injectors are surgeons cutting with microscopic precision, but bargain fuel dulls their blades. Over time, residue builds, spray patterns warp, and combustion turns chaotic. The difference between a clean engine and a tired one isn't luck, it's chemistry. Top-tier fuel isn't luxury, it's protection for the heart of your machine. Keep it clean, or every mile you drive writes damage in invisible ink. Fleet mechanics and high-mileage drivers use only top-tier certified gasoline brands like Chevron, Shell, Exxon, or Costco. These contain higher detergent additives that keep injectors and combustion chambers clean. If your car has already developed deposits, a good injector cleaner every 3,000 to 5,000 miles can dissolve residue and restore proper spray patterns. To make the cleaner work effectively, add it before a full tank. Then drive at highway speed for at least 20 minutes to help the solvent circulate through the injectors. The result is smoother power delivery, fewer misfires, and balanced fuel trims that keep wear minimal. This prevents hard carbon buildup, keeps fuel economy steady, and stops the slow loss of compression that ruins most engines before 300,000 miles. Number 6. Check oil condition, not just oil level. Full doesn't mean healthy. You can top off a sick engine all you want, but if the oil's chemistry has broken down, it's like giving clean bandages to a bleeding wound. Oil is your engine's bloodstream. It carries heat, debris, and protection in every cycle. When it darkens, thickens, or smells burnt, it's not oil anymore, it's decay. Don't just measure how much life your engine has left, read it in the oil itself. When you check oil, rub a drop between your fingers. If it feels gritty or looks like dark syrup, it's carrying abrasive particles that grind internal parts. If it smells like gasoline, that means fuel dilution has thinned it, reducing lubrication. And if it appears milky or foamy, coolant is leaking into the system, a sign of a failing head gasket or oil cooler. A 5-second inspection every month can reveal thousands of dollars in damage before it happens. High-mileage drivers go a step further. They send oil samples for lab analysis once a year. For about $30, these tests detect microscopic metal wear, coolant intrusion, or fuel dilution that no dashboard light will ever warn you about. That data lets you fix small issues long before they become catastrophic. It's why serious owners of Toyota, Lexus, and Honda engines routinely surpass 500,000 miles without major repairs. Number 7. Replace transmission fluid before it burns. You'll never see the moment it burns, but your transmission will feel it forever. Fresh fluid glows red, alive, and protective. Burnt fluid turns dark, thin, and bitter, like metal fatigue in liquid form. Once it scorches, every shift cuts deeper into the heart of your gearbox. Replace it before the smell of failure appears, because when transmission fluid burns, it doesn't just lose color, it loses mercy. The simple fix is to change your fluid every 40,000 to 60,000 miles, or even sooner if you tow, drive in heavy traffic, or live in hot climates. Use only the fluid type listed in your owner's manual. Mixing brands or specifications can cause swelling in seals and unpredictable shifting. If your car has a transmission filter, replace it during every fluid change. This small detail keeps contaminants out of the hydraulic system and extends the life of your torque converter and clutch packs. Following this one rule alone can push an automatic transmission to 400,000 miles or more, while ignoring it guarantees failure long before that. Number 8. Keep engine bay temperatures under control. Every car fights two enemies, friction and heat. You can't see them, but they're always there, eating power and patience with every drive. The engine bay is where that war happens. where discipline meets destruction. Let the heat go unchecked, and even steel begins to soften. Sensors lose truth, and fluids turn fragile. Keep your temperatures under control, and you don't just protect parts, you preserve precision. Because in machines and in men, control over heat is control over life itself. To prevent this, regularly clean your radiator and condenser fins using low-pressure water or compressed air. Dirt, bugs, and debris block airflow, forcing the cooling system to work harder. A 10% restriction in airflow can raise coolant temperatures by over 20 degrees Fahrenheit during long drives. You should also inspect heat shields and underhood insulation. They protect wiring and critical sensors from radiant heat. If they've fallen off or rusted away, replace them immediately. For drivers in warm or high-altitude areas, consider installing a lower temperature thermostat or switching to a higher boiling point coolant mix. These small adjustments reduce thermal stress and delay the chemical breakdown of vital components. Engines that stay cool stay clean inside, as oil oxidation and deposit formation slow dramatically when heat is controlled. This one habit can mean the difference between a 300,000-mile engine and a 700,000-mile legend. Number 9. Replace belts and tensioners before they squeal. Engines don't fail suddenly, they whisper first. A squeal is just the sound of ignored timing, the voice of tension lost. Belts stretch, slip, and scream before they snap. And when they do, everything that depended on their rhythm collapses. Replace them before they beg, because silence isn't just golden, it's earned. In cars, as in life, the wise don't wait for noise to prove something's wrong. They listen before it starts. Smart drivers inspect their belts every 30,000 miles and replace them every 60,000 to 80,000, even if they look fine. Small cracks or shiny edges are early warnings. When replacing belts, always install a new tensioner and idler pulley together. This ensures consistent tension and prevents premature failure. For timing belts, always follow your manufacturer's interval exactly. A skipped tooth can throw off valve timing or destroy an interference engine in seconds. Proactive belt maintenance costs less than a full tank of gas, but can save you thousands in catastrophic engine damage. Number 10. Keep the intake system spotless. Engines breathe just like we do, and purity matters most where the eye can't see. The intake is the first gate between chaos and order, where every particle of dust tries to steal power before it's born. A spotless intake isn't vanity, it's precision. It keeps airflow honest, combustion balanced, and performance alive. Because when an engine breathes clean, it thinks clearly. And when the air gets dirty, even power begins to forget who it is. For gasoline engines, clean the throttle body every 20,000 to 30,000 miles using a proper throttle body cleaner and a soft microfiber cloth. Pay attention to the throttle plate and the bore. Even a thin layer of film can cause rough, idle hesitation or sticky acceleration. For direct injection engines, go further. Because fuel never washes the intake valves, carbon builds up fast. Use a valve cleaner or get a professional walnut blasting service around every 40,000 miles. It restores smooth airflow and compression without disassembly. Clean air passages mean balanced combustion, better power, and fewer deposits on pistons and rings. It is one of the simplest yet most overlooked ways to keep an engine feeling brand new after hundreds of thousands of miles. Number 11. Keep the exhaust system leak-free and breathing right. The exhaust is your engine's exhale, where power finds release and pressure finds peace. When it leaks, the rhythm breaks, the sensors lie, and the harmony of combustion turns confused. A clean, sealed exhaust isn't about noise control, it's about balance. It lets the engine let go without losing its truth. Because even machines need to breathe right, and when the breath leaks, strength fades with it. The result is subtle at first, rough idle, hesitation, or slow throttle response. But over time, those incorrect readings create a feedback loop of poor combustion and excessive heat. It also allows moisture to enter, rusting the system from the inside. Check your exhaust once or twice a year, especially after winter or driving on salted roads. Look for soot marks, small holes, or a ticking sound when the engine is cold. A simple clamp or weld repair can prevent long-term damage that spreads to the catalytic converter and even the engine block. Keeping the exhaust sealed ensures accurate sensor data, optimal air-fuel ratios, and balanced back pressure. When your exhaust breathes right, your engine runs smoother, cleaner, and cooler. Number 12. Monitor engine temperature and oil pressure daily. An engine doesn't die suddenly. It drifts toward failure in silence. Temperature and oil pressure are its two truths, its pulse and breath. Watch them daily, and you'll see the story before it becomes tragedy. A calm needle means harmony. A sudden shift means pain. It's not paranoia, it's awareness. Machines, like people, don't collapse without warning, but only the attentive ever notice. Make it a habit to glance at both gauges every time you drive. The temperature should reach its normal zone within a few minutes and stay steady, even during long climbs or heavy traffic. If it climbs higher than usual or takes too long to warm up, you could have a weak thermostat or failing fan clutch. Oil pressure is even more critical. A pressure that drops at idle or spikes unusually high points to warn bearings, a clogged filter, or a faulty pump. If your car lacks a gauge, install an aftermarket one. It's a small investment that gives you real-time data instead of waiting for warning lights. Engines that maintain stable heat and pressure live longer, resist sludge formation, and keep seals tight. Consistent monitoring turns minor issues into easy fixes instead of full rebuilds. Number 13. Keep your electrical system in perfect health. Electricity is the mind of the machine, invisible, instant, alive. It doesn't ask for attention until it's gone, and by then, chaos has already begun. A bad ground is like a broken nerve, one weak connection, and the whole body forgets its rhythm. Keep your electrical system in perfect health, and your car will think clearly, act instantly, and live longer. Because when the current flows pure, the machine doesn't just run, it remembers what it was built to be. Start by cleaning and tightening your battery terminals every 6 months. Corrosion on the clamps or posts increases resistance, reducing power to the starter and ECU. Use dielectric grease to keep moisture away and prevent oxidation. Next, check your alternator output with a simple multimeter. It should read between 13.8 and 14.4 volts while the engine is running. Anything lower means the alternator is weak. Anything higher risks overcharging and damaging electronics. Finally, inspect your ground wires. Bad grounds are responsible for strange warning lights, poor sensor performance, and unstable idling. Replace any corroded or frayed cables. When voltage stays stable, every part of the engine operates at peak efficiency. Ignition timing, fuel injection, and sensor feedback all stay accurate, giving you smoother performance and much longer life. Number 14. Learn to monitor your fuel trims. Every engine lives in search of balance. Too rich, it chokes. Too lean, it starves. Fuel trims are how it speaks, how it learns, how it fights to stay perfect. Each number is a confession of struggle, the system adapting to a flaw before you even feel it. To monitor your fuel trims is to listen to the engine's thoughts, to see its corrections before they become cries. Master that awareness, and you'll understand more than mechanics. You'll understand precision itself. You can check them using a $20 OBD2 scanner and a smartphone app. Long-term fuel trims should ideally stay between -5 and +5% at idle and cruise. Numbers that climb higher indicate a vacuum leak, dirty mass airflow sensor, or restricted fuel injector. Negative numbers mean excess fuel, often from a leaky injector or faulty sensor. Ignoring skewed fuel trims causes carbon buildup, poor fuel economy, and misfires that burn valves over time. Fixing them early prevents compression loss and keeps your catalytic converter healthy. Professional mechanics use these readings every day to diagnose issues before they become expensive. Once you learn to monitor them monthly, you'll know your car's true condition better than any warning light could ever show. Number 15. Replace the PCV valve before it clogs. All engines carry ghosts, burned vapor, memory, pressure that must escape or destroy. The PCV valve is where redemption happens, the single breath that decides whether an engine purifies itself or drowns in its own residue. Let it clog, and the unseen poisons return to the bloodstream, rewriting protection into decay. Replace it before the breath turns bitter, for every machine, like every man, dies not from what enters, but from what it refuses to release. Inspect the valve every 30,000 miles and shake it to see if it rattles. If it feels sticky or silent, replace it immediately. Engines that go too long with the blocked PCV system end up with heavy varnish and internal pressure problems that kill long-term reliability. This $5 part is the key to keeping your engine oil clean and preventing early gasket failure, a secret few drivers ever think about. Number 16. Clean your fuel system the right way. Combustion is honesty, the pure meeting of air and fuel with nothing hidden between them. But when residue coats the lines, when varnish clogs the heart of injection, that honesty becomes translation, imperfect, muffled, broken. Cleaning the fuel system isn't repair, it's confession. You're not removing dirt, you're restoring truth. Do it wrong, and you force chaos through precision. Do it right, and your engine remembers what it means to be alive. Because purity, whether in flame or in will, is never given, it's earned through care. Begin by using a pressurized fuel system cleaner or a professional cleaning service that connects directly to the fuel rail. Doing this every 30,000 miles removes varnish, gum, and carbon deposits that build up inside injectors and intake valves. It restores a proper spray pattern, which improves fuel atomization and keeps the air-fuel ratio stable. A clean system reduces knock, improves throttle response, and prevents hot spots that can damage pistons. Use only cleaners that contain PEA, the same chemical found in top-tier fuels. It's proven to dissolve carbon effectively without harming sensors. Drivers who keep their fuel system spotless often report smoother acceleration and consistent compression even past 500,000 miles. Number 17. Monitor air density and humidity for optimal performance. Power doesn't live in fuel, it lives in the air between breaths. Every molecule of oxygen carries potential, but humidity and heat dilute its truth. The engine doesn't fight the weather, it listens to it, adjusting pulse, mixture, and spark like meditation under pressure. Monitoring air density isn't about control, it's about alignment. Because performance is never created, it's allowed when you tune yourself to the language of the atmosphere. Drivers who chase extreme mileage pay attention to barometric pressure and humidity levels, especially during long trips or towing. Some use inexpensive intake air temperature gauges or OBD2 readers that show real-time data. If intake air is hotter than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, heat soaking may be reducing efficiency, and a simple heat shield or cold air intake can restore cooler airflow. Monitoring these small variables keeps combustion balanced and prevents the ECU from overcompensating with rich mixtures. It also helps you identify when filters or sensors might be restricting airflow. Engines that consistently receive dense, cool air burn cleaner, stay smoother, and show less deposit formation over hundreds of thousands of miles. Number 18. Clean and inspect your engine sensors regularly. Awareness is machinery's first virtue. The sensors are its eyes, its skin, its intuition, silent interpreters of the world's chaos. When they darken with dust, the engine dreams false realities, chasing mixtures and timing that never existed. Cleaning them is not maintenance, it's awakening. You're restoring perception, washing the lens through which the machine knows itself. Ignore that ritual, and precision becomes delusion. For every engine and every mind, ignorance begins when the sensors are dirty. The most critical sensors to clean are the mass airflow and oxygen sensors. The MAF sensor sits near the air filter and measures incoming air volume. Use a dedicated MAF cleaner every 20,000 miles to remove film or oil residue. Never touch it with your fingers, the wire is extremely delicate. The O2 sensors in the exhaust can also degrade slowly, especially if you use fuel with high ethanol or additives. Replacing them every 80,000 to 100,000 miles keeps fuel trims accurate and ensures catalytic converter efficiency. A healthy sensor network keeps the ECU tuned perfectly, delivering delivering smooth, idle, ideal combustion, and balanced fuel economy. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to keep your car running, like new past 500,000 miles. Number 19. Replace the thermostat before it fails. Every engine survives by equilibrium. Too cold, it weakens. Too hot, it rebels. The thermostat is its conscience, opening only when the heart can bear the heat. But age dulls its judgment. Scale gathers in the spring until reason hesitates. Then pressure rises, silence cracks, and the system turns against itself. Replace the thermostat before it betrays its own wisdom, because no engine and no soul collapses from heat alone, but from forgetting when to let warmth go. Most thermostats start to weaken long before they actually fail. The wax inside that controls opening and closing slowly breaks down after thousands of heat cycles. That's why experienced mechanics replace thermostats every 60,000 to 80,000 miles, or whenever a cooling system service is performed. If you notice your temperature gauge fluctuating, your heater blowing cold air at idle, or your engine taking too long to warm up, it's time for a replacement. Always use OEM grade parts and new gaskets to ensure a proper seal. A fresh thermostat stabilizes your cooling system, prevents engine stress, and keeps fuel mixture calibration steady. One small part leads to big results. It's one of the secrets to engines that live long beyond their expected limits. Number 20. Drive like your oil depends on it. Oil is the memory of motion, the living archive of every decision you've made behind the wheel. It doesn't forget heat or hesitation or the seconds you asked for power before pressure. To drive well is to write gently into that memory, to move with intention so the film between metal and friction stays whole. Abuse it, and the oil grows old before its time, thick with regret and carbon. Drive like your oil depends on it because it does, and so do you. For the line between endurance and exhaustion isn't drawn in steel, but in the grace of how you move through pressure. Engines thrive on smooth inputs. Avoid sudden throttle changes, especially when the engine is cold. Letting it reach full temperature before demanding power ensures the metal parts have expanded evenly and the oil film is strong enough to protect them. Long-distance driving is even better. Continuous highway runs evaporate fuel and moisture that collect in the oil during short trips. Fleet studies show engines that average longer trip durations last nearly twice as long as those used mostly for stop-and-go traffic. Think of your oil as the bloodstream of the engine steady. Balanced flow keeps everything alive. Treat every drive like a warm-up lap, and your car will return the favor with hundreds of thousands of extra miles. Longevity is vital to your vehicle to ensure little to no disruption in your day-to-day life. What would the cost be for you to find valuable information like this to keep your car in top shape? Let's suppose this channel has that information readily available for you. If all it takes was some of your time to check those videos out, would it be a fair deal for you to obtain this data to help your vehicle? I encourage you to check them if it is. And please share this video with whoever else needs help with their vehicle, and I'll keep you guys posted on the next one.